The Honorable Dom Costa. One thing about Bob O'Connor, law enforcement meant everything to him, did it not, Dom?
Absolutely, Rob. Bob was a very, very strong supporter of law enforcement. He believed that preventing crime um, gave people a feeling of security, and you need to feel secure. You need to perceive that you're secure, and that brought, in his mind, and mine also, brought visitors, businesses, residents, to Pittsburgh to enjoy here.
Absolutely. And I know you're a big believer as well. And something you taught me years ago about, people learning how to communicate with local law enforcement, get to know your law enforcement officers, spend time communicating. If you see them, approach them, introduce yourself. We need to get that line of communication now more than ever. And I'm sure you've heard the story and have been talking about it. Nathan Bible, the district attorney of Beaver County, and others are in pursuit of a suspect after a gentleman was shot in the head and left in a vacant building in Beaver Falls. And once again, violence becomes more of a part of the day-to-day headlines every day. And a lot of it's happened for a number of reasons, and we'll get to that in a moment. But people really need to build that olive branch when it comes to local and state police or any member of law enforcement. And that's why I think this should be one of the top issues in this upcoming election. And if Corey O'Connor's anything like his father, he's going to be talking about it. So explain why it's so important to have that open line of communication with law enforcement.
Well, one of the things that I've always believed is every police officer is a community oriented police officer. Okay. And I have always preached that when I went to meetings and I was in uniform, I just remind people when we're out of these uniforms and we're dressed like everyone else, we are part of the community. This uniform represents a job that we have to do. And it also represents somebody that you can turn to in times of trouble. And I think it's important that you learn to um, get acquainted with your officers, not to be afraid of them. They're not here to hurt you. They're members of your community. They teach Sunday school. They coach baseball, football, everything that we all do. And I think that once you break that barrier, Don, you're much more comfortable. In the old days, the beat man was the ultimate community oriented police officer. He knew everybody knew him, and they trusted him. So it's that trust that has to get back into the community between the police and our citizens.